What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are testing out a new mic, so let me know in the comments if it sounds better or not. We do have a lot of wind going, so if you hear wind, comment. Anyways, we are going to be showing you guys how to make your own, basically like a beauty cover, basically. So like if you do like a teardrop exit or a hood exit, like round tube or whatever, sometimes the hole gets a little sloppy, depending if you don't take your time or not. But you can also make a beauty plate over it. So if you do have a sloppy hole, which we have the perfect example here, which I'll be showing you guys can practice yourselves and see how we do it. You can do this either in carbon fiber, fiberglass, aluminum, plastic, stainless, whatever you guys want. So basically, we're going to be showing you guys the technique that I do. And we have Wifey here who's going to be doing the carbon fiber work today. They say hi.
Hi.
So we have the Civic here that previously came to us with a bumper exit. If you guys watched the video before this, you see the whole turbo kit that we redid and the reason that we're going to be doing this. All right, so as you guys can see, the teardrop that's already in here, this hole is massive. So we're going to be cleaning that up. The goal is we're going to be taping this, we're going to be masking this off, but we have a hole here. So when you put tape on this, it's going to be all wavy and everything. It's not going to give us any like type of structure, so we can lay the carbon nice and flat. So, babe, what are we going to be doing?
We're gonna set this cardboard behind here, and we're gonna, well, it's a little too big right now, but we're gonna trim it, and we're just gonna
Trace it with a Sharpie?
trace it, yeah. And then we're just gonna tape it up, and then we're just gonna do the carbon fiber on top of it.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is basically just get like a rough design of the cardboard and everything, and then we're going to paste it behind, and then we're going to put our tape and everything, so that way it gives us like a nice little, basically like a strong backing, so the tape is not wavy. So basically the cardboard is going to be like if it was the original bumper. So we're going to get that traced out and cut out, right, Beth? Let's get it. Beth, what do we got?
So we just cut out the little piece to put behind here. Now we're just gonna trace it up. Oh, well, let me just do it on.
Yep.
Okay, so we're just gonna trace it up.
Nice. So we have a rough little template.
We're gonna cut this out, and then we're just gonna tape it up after.
All right.
So we just cut out the piece. Now we're just gonna see if it fits over here. All right, it fits.
So we got a nice little rough fit in it. So now we can start covering it up with some tape. Right? All right.
Yep. All right, so now we're just gonna get a piece of tape. And we're gonna put this on top over here. And we're just gonna keep taping it up until we cover the whole thing. All right, so now we got our section taped up for our next step.
So now we can start cutting some carbon fiber, huh?
Yes.
Let's get it.
All right, so our next step is we're gonna put fiberglass, and it's gonna be 2 layers of them. We're gonna cut it to fit our shape in here.
Are we using fiberglass?
Just for strength. Give it a little more strength with the carbon fiber.
Nice. Yes, because I've seen before, like when some people do it, just 2 layers of carbon fiber, thinking that it's strong enough, it usually just ends up ripping up. And with the heat of the exhaust and everything, it's gonna put a lot of stress on it. So we're gonna do first 2 layers of fiberglass, and then we're gonna do another 2 or 3 layers of carbon fiber on top.
Yep.
So let's get that bad boy trimmed up.
Okay. All right, first layer done, we gotta go get another one. All right, so we just got our 2 pieces cut. to fit our section here. And then our next step, we're just gonna put epoxy on it and then layer this bad boy there.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna be using West System 105 epoxy resin. We're gonna do 3 pumps of this. And we're gonna use West System 207 hardener.
Hardener.
I can't say that. 3 pumps of this too.
All right.
It's a little hard to come down. All right, that's 3 pumps of that one. And we're gonna do 3 pumps of this one. All right, once we're done with that, we're gonna take a little mix drill and just gently mix it.
Hold the cup. You can go full speed. Hold it in one spot. Hold it in one spot, full speed.
All right, so now that we have our epoxy mixed, we're gonna make sure that our surface is clear of any dusting. We're gonna do 1 layer
Gonna wet out the surface area.
with surface area. All right, now that we wet it out, our section, we're just gonna put our first fiberglass down. And we're gonna tap. And while putting more epoxy on it.
Gonna wet it out.
So now that we have our fiberglass all set up in there, we're gonna get a nice piece of carbon fiber to set up there. I might have some few pieces cut up already, but this might be too small. So we're just gonna cut a nice piece of square just to set up in there.
Let me see. Okay. And if you guys want to get some carbon fiber as well, go on compositeenvisions.com, and that's where we get all of our carbon fiber from. All right, baby, get some cut.
All right, so we're just gonna cut a nice big square.
A big square.
Big square.
Oops, make sure
Daddy.
you open this.
Say subscribe to Frenchy Fab.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Daddy, want to hear it? Are you done?
Okay, when the video's done, you can hear it.
You'll be funny.
Watch out, Daddy.
you cut that?
Well, you see how the little corners get stuck? We're just gonna take the scissors and just cut them up right there. And there we go. Now we're gonna set this aside.
One down, two more to go. Press down on that thing hard.
Yeah.
It's always that first one that they want to cut.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right.
All right, so now we're gonna put a first layer of carbon.
Now you want to be careful with that. You don't want to rub it. You want to tap it in so you don't mess up the pattern.
Yep.
I'm gonna wear it out a little bit.
It's gonna drip a little bit, but it's okay.
And now it's time for our final last piece.
All right.
This carbon fiber stuff looks so good. Comment down below if you guys love the look of carbon fiber. And this is just regular 2x2 twill. This is a 3K weave. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of forged carbon. If you guys want to see us do more carbon fiber on the channel, comment down below. Big comment.
Comment down below.
Yeah, say comment down below if you want to watch some more carbon fiber videos. Mold making, forged
Anything.
carbon, anything. She has a Yamaha R6 that we want to be doing some carbon fiber parts on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's coming
something,
soon.
Yeah, something for the summer. We have a 2006
Yeah.
2006 Yamaha R6. I got it wrapped for her. I'll put a video right here. That's her Yamaha R6. I got it wrapped for her for Christmas. Shout out to my boy Joel. I wrapped up Auto Styling for getting it done for us. And yeah, we're gonna be doing some real carbon fiber parts on that thing pretty soon. So now it's a little chilly in the garage. So if you guys notice, oh, right there's perfect. The epoxy is like a little whitish and bubbly. So what you want to do is after you're done wetting it out and everything and you're satisfied with it, you want to hit it with some heat. And what that's going to do is it's going to get rid of all the bubbles and it's going to make it nice and clear. So the good thing about this epoxy is this epoxy dries crystal clear, and that's why we use that special hardener, that 207, because it dries like glass. So it doesn't give you any hazy tint, any yellowish, nothing. It's nice and clear.
Also, don't mind all this trimming, because that's gonna get trimmed off anyways.
Yep. And not only that, you got to be careful too when you guys use chip brushes. Always make sure to clean them off. Not sure if you guys can see it right there.
Where?
But there's that little strand, and that comes from your paintbrush. So you guys want to get that out because that's going to be in your finished look. So this is the last part of the carbon fiber. So this is the part you want to take your time on. Make sure everything is nice and clean. Nice and clean, covered in epoxy, saturated real nicely. Hit it with some heat so it gets rid of all the bubbles. And come back in 24 hours, check her out. Hey guys, so now all we're gonna do is just drip some extra epoxy over it. We're just basically gonna wet it out. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give us a nice thick layer over the carbon fiber. So that way it fills up any voids.
Oops.
Let it drip, baby, let it drip.
You see that little string coming down?
See it, right?
Let's make sure we take that bad boy out. We'll put it back in there, but it's okay.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our brush and we're basically just gonna glide over the carbon. You don't wanna take the epoxy off. All you wanna do is spread it. And when you do a wet layup like this, that's the reason that we're pouring the extra epoxy on top, is because when you do a wet layup, the carbon fiber has a hard time of actually sucking it up compared to a vacuum. So when you do a wet layup, you can fill up any voids that didn't want to suck up the resin. So now we'll just hit it with some heat. We'll let it heat up and melt inside, and then we'll come back.
All right, so we're gonna hit it with some heat gun so we can, so the,
Basically melt the epoxy.
yeah.
The epoxy is like real stiff right now. So hit it with some heat. And what that also is going to do is pop all the little air bubbles inside the epoxy, and it's also going to clear up the epoxy so it starts to look like glass, nice and clear.
You can kind of see the glossy.
Yep. See how nice and shiny it is? That earlier was like a bunch of white stuff. That's all your air bubbles and the stiff epoxy. So now here's a perfect view too. You can see the epoxy starting to wet out and start to drip. They don't keep it in the same spot or too close because you burn it. So now you're gonna grab your brush and you're gonna start moving all the epoxy around so you don't waste all that excess. Glide it, glide it. There you go. Y'all hear a little bit more heat. Alright, so we still have some epoxy left over, so go ahead and drip that. and heat it up. Alright, now grab your brush and glide it.
He's going outside.
And now you're gonna hit it with a little bit more heat. You guys can see her reflection in it already. It's the epoxy turning into glass. Alright, you guys. So now she's complete. So now we come back in 24 hours. 24 hours. How was it?
That was fun.
Fun, not bad, right? So we'll come back in 24 hours. We'll peel it off and we'll get it cut.
Okay.
All right. So now it's 24 hours later.
Yes, so now we're gonna see if it's all dried up. It is. You hear the cracking or
The hardness.
Yeah.
So now let's try to pry it off.
Now we're just gonna try to get it out the corner so we hear a little bit. It's a little hard to get out, but slowly. You see underneath? We're just peeling the tape off, basically.
Nice. All right, you guys, so she got the carbon piece made up. Looking really good. So now we got lucky and our cardboard template is still in the back. So it's perfect because now we can trace around it to give us our gap. So we can actually be able to drill and rivet into the bumper. So we can basically maybe an inch or an inch and a quarter. We'll probably do an inch and a quarter just because it's such a big of a hole. Probably do an inch. Just keep it nice and clean. A ridge around the whole area and then drill some holes and then we'll rivet it back up and then cut our new hole.
All right, guys. So now we have our shape, the cutout that we had, that we needed to put on the top. Now we're gonna put epoxy on top of it to make it smooth. Because if you hear that, it's not smooth yet.
Still textured.
Yeah. So we're just gonna glue this on top of this, and on top of this here, so we have a nice
Flat surface.
flat surface to use the epoxy on top of it.
All right. Pull up.
All right, so now that we have our template glued down, we're gonna clean it up with some alcohol so we have a clean surface to work with, and put the epoxy on top. We don't want any flakes or dust on it because it will show with the epoxy once it's all dried up. All right, so for this one, we're just gonna do one pump because we don't need that much. And we're gonna go stir it. Alright guys, so now we're gonna start pouring our epoxy on top so we can get the glassy, soft feeling. Hello? Alright guys, now that we have our epoxy on there, we're gonna wait another 24 hours and we'll come back.
All right, you guys, it's 24 hours later. You guys can see she's nice and smooth. So she's nice and glassed out now. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with the DA sander and clean up these edges and everything. Make it like a really nice teardrop. And then we're gonna start trimming the inside out so we can start matching up the teardrop. So I got the bumper exit fit in. There you guys have another clip of the big hole. So let's get this bad boy cut up. All right, you guys, so I already put a little pilot hole in there just so I can drill through it easier on the video. We got a 2-inch hole saw here. Oops. I kind of need that. Yeah. So I got a 2-inch hole saw here, and apparently my guide bit is loose, but it's gonna do. So all I'm gonna do is just drill a hole right in the center as my starting point. There we go. So that's basically just my starter hole. So now I'll go in with my die grinder and I'll start opening it up and creating my teardrop. So let's get a die grinder and put you guys on time lapse for that. Alright, you guys, check it out. So we have it fitted up, and not sure if you guys can see those dots, but we got blue Sharpie where I'm gonna drill the holes so I can put my rivets. So I use blue Sharpie because it pops out more on carbon. If you use black Sharpie, it's a little hard to see. And the camera's picking it up real nice too. So what we're gonna do is, well, obviously we taped it up in position that we want it to. So then we'll go with our drill bit. We're gonna go with a real small drill bit just as a pilot hole. And then we'll work our way up bigger so we don't crack anything. And then we're gonna put some rivets in and hold it to the bumper.
Alright, you guys, so we got our first hole drilled, so I'm just gonna put a rivet just to hold it in place so that when I drill my other ones it doesn't walk. Now this is the scary part, because when these bitches when they go to snap for your last pull, you gotta be careful how you point the gun. So I like to have a little bit of an angle, so when it finally breaks loose, it wants to face this way instead of coming this way to scratch your carbon. So, see, straight up. So we have our first rivet. Now we can go and drill all of our other holes. Alright, you guys, the moment has come. She is finished. So, wifey did a good job. I finished it up because I haven't taught her how to cut carbon yet, but that's our fitment. We have a nice even gap all the way around. Teardrop has a nice exit. I don't know why this camera's acting up, but that's what she's looking like. So, there's wifey. She's a little camera shy. Hi. Like how it came out? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's working on her bike. But that's how she guys came out. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And comment down below if she did a good job. So, other than that, appreciate you guys sticking around, showing wifey some love, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, follow button, comment down below, show some love. See you on the next one.